Hi there, just wanted to take a minute to show you how to use the Cowboy Hat quarter puck sets and the Cowboy Hat penny puck sets. There are two different sets here. So this is the penny puck on this side, this is the quarter puck here, and then these are the Delrin Mini Pucks. And these are all designed to work with your dapping block for doming. So the thing you want to do, if you're going to go ahead and use the dapping block, is you want to find the 10mm for the penny. And this vinyl sticker is cut with a 10mm center dot, and that dot is really only there for alignment to help you position that on there. The reason you have this circle on here is so that you can align the center washer for doming the penny. So the way you install this is find the hole on your dapping block that's 10mm for the penny and 14mm for the quarter. You just want to use some calipers and find the right size, because you want the ball bearing to fit in there. Let me show you the quarter here. The idea is with the ball bearing in that 14mm for the quarter, if you were to look at that, you want enough space left over in that opening to where the quarter can deform into that zone, and the ball bearing is going to have room to go down in there to push a nice dome. So that's the sizing for those. So if we were to look at the penny, for instance, you want to find the 10mm opening. Use some rubbing alcohol to clean that off, so you're going to get a good stick. Take this positioning dot, you want to burnish it, so just take a credit card on a flat surface and smooth it. Then you're going to peel the sticker off the back, and this has a transfer layer. So you can see the sticker itself is going to stay on the transparent part, and the transparent part is only there to help you transfer that sticker over. So you'll take that back to your dapping block, line it up with that center dot right over that hole, and like I said, they'll match, so you want to make sure you have the right hole. And then you're going to stick that down, burnish it with a credit card again, which, it's pressure sensitive vinyl, so you're just sticking that down to make sure you get a good stick on there. And then you peel that transparent layer back off, leaving the circle ring on there. The dot will come back up because it's not going to stick to the void. So that leaves the sticker on here. Then you just take a utility knife and just kind of, carefully kind of cut along. It doesn't matter if you cut away on these other openings. That circle is there only visually to help you align the center washer. So then it comes to the center washer here. I'll just show you the penny. So you've got your dapping block set up, ready to go. You take your penny, which is annealed. Use a pre-83 penny, so it's copper. You anneal the penny. This is a good time to polish it up. So if you want it brightly polished, you probably want to go ahead and polish it up before you do all this. It's a lot easier to get to everything. Otherwise, if you use a tumbler, you can leave the fire scale on there from annealing. Go ahead and dome it and throw it in the tumbler, and you'll get some nice contrast going on. So the way you use the centering washer here, the purpose of this washer, you can see it's got thickness to it, is to hold the penny in place and to also hold the ball bearing centered onto the coin. Because of the thickness, then the idea is when you put this on the press and press it down, it allows you to get a nice dome without actually losing the detail in the coin, because it only allows you to go down so far. So the way you would use this, you've got your dapping block with the target. You take your penny and decide which side you want the dome facing. So if you want, let's say the 1 cent domed up on the top of the hat, then you want to place that down. So you place it in your centering block, so that centering washer, I'm sorry. So that goes down. You take your ball bearing, it just sits nice in there. Place that onto your dapping block, and because of the little ridge on that sticker, it just gives you a nice visual to line that up nice and centered, and you put that on your press and press it. Now you only want to push down until the press foot just touches the top of that centering washer. So you're not going to see any gap between the top. Your press foot will be touching the top of the washer, and the washer will be touching the dapping block. And at that point, when that happens, the ball bearing will be pushed all the way down in there, and then you're done. So you'll go ahead then, release the press, take your centering washer back off, and at that point what you're going to be left with, just to simulate this here, is this. So you can see here, with the ball bearing pressed all the way down in there, you'll take it off the press, take your centering washer off, take the ball bearing out, and then you'll have a nice dome left. The idea is that it would save the detail because that centering washer is keeping you from pushing the press foot down too far. If you decide that you do want to push it a little bit further, you can always just take the centering washer off, put the ball bearing in there, and just push it a little bit further if you want to. So at that point, you've got your penny ready to fold the edges. You can set the dapping block to the side. And then that's where we get into the puck and the pusher. Now the puck is 3D printed. It's got Delrin inserts, so the Delrin plastic takes the abuse from the press. And you want to line this up with the dome side up, and you want to, it rests right on there. So it gives you a nice ledge. You want to push it right against the back wall of the puck. Now the reason for that is it's solid printed all the way down in under that center zone, but it's not solid printed the rest. So you don't want to slide it up to the front and try to press it because it's gonna not stay stable for you. It's gonna go off center. So you just want to make sure to pay attention to the instruction sheet and slide it all the way back to that back wall, and then use your the pusher. And now the pusher has a little dome on the inside which matches the dome of the penny. So you line that up on top of the penny, and it'll just balance on there. It just sits there, and you just want to position it so that the solid feet go towards the front of the puck. And so you can imagine the press coming down here. It's going to push it down into the puck. The back wall and the sides help keep it straight, and the press foot keeps it nice and square. And then as that folds down, it's going to push it down like so. So it's going to push that penny down. The pressure stays on those Delrin pieces, and you want to press just gently, just until you get to the point of it bottoms out on the puck. You don't want to press past, because obviously a press is going to destroy any plastic on the planet. So you just want to make sure to press enough to where that just sits down on the bottom there. At that point, you're left with a nice cowboy hat like this. One new thing that I've been working on is a crease tool. Now this crease tool will be on the website here soon. It's got a neodymium magnet on the back. It's a steel rod insert. And the way you would use that is you would put it up on your press foot, position it, and turn it around to get it lined up where you want it. Put your penny or quarter on the press on a firm surface, and you just line those up. Put that around here. And you line those up and then press, and then you get a nice crease in the top here. So this would be for putting a crease in the crown of the hat. So once that's done and you've got that creased, you get a cowboy hat just like this, which has the sides pulled up and then a nice crease going through the crown. Now the quarter set is really similar to that. It works with the 14 millimeter hole on your dapping block. So same process, you would find the 14 millimeter hole, and again that's important just because you want to make sure that ball bearing has room in there as it domes down. Applying the sticker the same way. The quarter set has the 14 millimeter dot in the center, which will help you make sure it's the right size before you apply it. Cut away just the extra, and then you're good to go. So same process. So you decide which side you want up on your dome. Place your quarter in the centering washer. Place the ball bearing on the top. Just drop that onto your dapping block, and then put that on your press. Press it down until that ball bearing is flush to the top. So the press foot makes contact to the top, and the centering washer is still touching the dapping block, and then you're done. So what'll happen is with the thicker coins, like the quarters like this, it's going to bow just a little bit. So that's where the Delrin rods come into effect. So what'll happen is once you get the dome on your quarter, it'll have a little bit of a bow around it. I'll just use a penny for a prop here. So you take the Delrin pieces and you put the Delrin one with the magnet on the bottom of your press foot. The other one is just a Delrin little puck, and you set your quarter. I know this is a penny, but I'm just showing you. You set the quarter on there with a dome. You put the other Delrin at the top, and this is to save the detail in the coins. You just give it a really gentle press on your one ton, and what will happen is it'll just almost pop back into place, and that brim will lay nice and flat. So that's the only other step you have to do with the quarters. Then once you get you'll have your domed quarter. At that point, you can move on to the quarter puck. Now, the same way for the quarter puck, it's solid underneath the contact points. You want to make sure, dome side up again. And then use your presser. The presser lines up, you're going to press it, and then you end up with a cowboy hat. And this one's already been creased and folded and then polished up a little bit. So nice straight walls, ready to turn into a pendant or a keychain or anything you want to make with it. So that's how to use these sets. If you have any questions at all, please let me know, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.